Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be an update on where I'm currently at in my progress after completing week 1 of the BBG program by Kayla Itsines. So week 1 started off with doing grocery shopping. That was so much fun. So much fun. What's wrong with you?
I can't put the naughty tab on. I'm gonna leave this baby here.
Alright, bye baby. Yep, told you it was fun. So yeah, started off with that, came home, got everything sorted. In this book it actually does go through a shopping list. In that book there, it goes through a shopping list and it'll say what you need for like pantry staples, you know, meat, all your veggies, all those kinds of things, dairy. Everything that you'll need, it'll go through at the beginning of each week what you need ingredients wise for that entire week. So that does make it a lot easier. So all you have to do is just go through that, see what you've already got at home, and then just add a list of stuff that you need to buy. So I found that was really good compared to her first book. Her first book didn't have that. So I thought this was like a really good improvement on this book for sure. Week 1, how did I go? So last week I told you guys that I was actually really worried about not drinking Coke Zero and not having lollies. Maybe like 2 days last week I had a headache from not drinking the Coke, but that was pretty much it. Like, it's actually easier than I thought it was going to be giving up the Coke Zero. So I don't know why. I know in the past when I have given it up, I have had chronic headaches for like at least a week to 2 weeks, but this time I didn't, so woohoo for that, like stoked. Not gonna lie, I have been craving sugar chronic. Like, I am the biggest lolly junkie. I have so many lollies all the time, it's getting ridiculous, and I'm still craving them. Like, I am craving something sweet. I'm the kind of person that will normally have a meal and then straight afterwards eat like a chocolate or like lollies or something afterwards, because I need that sweet hit at the end of a meal. And that has been my biggest struggle following this program this week, is not having that sweet hit after it. The sweetest things that you have in there are just like, you know, natural sugars from fruits and things like that. And from a person that has a lot more sugar in their diet, that has been my biggest thing that I have found I have struggled with this week. As far as how I feel, I do feel a lot better. I was a bit tired last week, but I did have a bigger week with work, working more days than I normally do, so I don't know if that has thrown me off. So I think maybe just life in general has made me tired. I don't know if it's necessarily the diet and what I've been consuming, but you know, I have been finding that I've been more tired of a night, so I don't know if that is diet or just lifestyle related. Like, I'm not really sure. So it'll be interesting to see how week 2 goes, and how I feel after that, during week 2, I guess. I'll show you some of the meals that I've been having. Like, the worst vlogger. Like, I didn't vlog any meal prep, so that's going to be a task for week 2. I'm going to try to meal prep and actually show you some of the things that I'm doing. So these are the meals that I've had during the week. They're not all of them, it's just a couple of photos that I've taken throughout the week that I have been putting on my Instagram account at My Beautiful Life. So if you want to follow me there, I'll leave the description for you to follow me there, but I will be posting updates on my Instagram account as well. I don't really think that any of my favorite meals were lunches, I'm not gonna lie. Like, yeah, they were fine, but they weren't like standouts. The very first meal I had was like a lettuce cup, and it was just a whole heap of like beans and corn and capsicum wrapped in lettuce. For me, it just, I don't know, it wasn't satisfying for me. I don't know whether that's because I'd been eating a whole heap of crap prior to that, and that was day 1, but day 1 was a real shock to the system, where I was like, whoa, what am I doing here? But dinner for night 1 was so much better. It was pistachio crusted salmon, and it was amazing. Like, it was so good. So I absolutely loved that. I hadn't had salmon for a while, so it was really nice to have that. So I did enjoy that one. On day 2, the dinner was, hang on a sec. Day 2's dinner was a chickpea, tomato and kale soup. When I first heard that, honestly, in my head I was like, what? Like, I'm not gonna like this. Like, I'm not a huge fan of kale whatsoever. One of my friends, the Mexican, you may have seen her in some of my previous vlogs before, shout out to Kaya. But one of my friends, she introduced Jess and I to like kale chips, and they're not great. Like, I didn't like kale chips, so the thought of putting kale into a soup that it was going to be like kind of sloshy and that, I was not keen. When I had it, oh my god, it was amazing. I would definitely make that one again. It like was beyond my expectations of what it was going to be. So that, I really enjoyed that meal. And I would definitely be making that one again, even if I'm not on this program. So I did love it. It was great. It was something that in the like colder months you can sit down and have like this nice bowl full of it. It was just, oh, it was amazing. So good. Night 3, we had chicken parmigiana, palmy. That again was amazing. It wasn't a typical palmy, so it wasn't actually covered in like a crumbed coating or anything like that, a breadcrumb coat. It was just like a natural one topped with like zucchini and passata and some cheese, but it was amazing. It was so good. I literally scoffed it down in like 2 seconds time, so that was amazing too. On day 4's meal was a salad. Hang on a second. It was just called a chopped salad. I didn't make the chopped salad. I opted for a swap out meal. So in Kayla Itsines' books, each day is numbered either A, B, C or D, and in the back of the book they have swap out options. So if you don't like a particular dish, you can swap it out. So the day 4 was a week, like a D day. So I just swapped it out for another D recipe, and that was the superfood salad. It was a little spicy, but it was amazing. The reason why I swapped it out is the chopped salad, it had a heap of beans in it again, and after the lunch on the day 1, I was just kind of like, I don't know, I was just kind of off the beans, to be honest. I didn't want to do it, so I decided against that one, went with a superfood salad which didn't have like the beans and chickpeas and stuff in it, and it was amazing. It was so good, so that was a good one. And that's the thing I do like about this book too, for whatever reason, if you're allergic to one of the ingredients or you don't actually feel like it that day, you can just go to the back of the book and go to the swap out section, and it has breakfast, lunch and dinner in there, your A, B, C, D. So you can go in there and choose something that you want, as long as you're choosing something from like D, for example. As long as you're choosing some of those recipes, then it's fine. You can just make something different. So I do like that about this book as well. Day 5. So day 5 for me was probably, like dinner wise, was probably the letdown of the week. I'm not gonna lie. It was called a beef po. It looked pretty good when I was making it. It smelled amazing, but when I sat down to eat it, I don't know, I'm not gonna lie, I was not a fan of it. So it's just kind of like rice noodles with steak, but the steak wasn't cooked. You put the steak on raw and then put like the broth kind of on the top, and then that just kind of cooked it. I don't know, I found like it didn't really have much flavour or anything like that, so for me that was definitely the letdown of the week. In saying that though, most of the other recipes that I've had have been like amazing, so 1 bad night out of 7 is not that bad, to be honest. Day 6, I had this meal. My husband didn't. He's actually allergic to prawns. So day 6 was a prawn pizza, and oh my goodness, I scoffed it down so quick. It was amazing, absolutely amazing. So yeah. And day 7, which was last night, was a sweet potato spaghetti. So it just had spinach and chicken and mushroom in it, and this, instead of having like pasta for spaghetti, it was sweet potato. It was amazing. I feel like I may have overcooked the sweet potato a little bit though, so it was a little bit mushy, a little bit like watery, so it retained some of the liquid. But yeah, other than that, like if I had probably cooked it better, it may have tasted better. But yeah, it was still pretty good and the flavour was still nice. So overall, the meals, I know I've only spoken about dinner here, but I don't know, for me dinner was the most important. I was like, what do we have for dinner? What do we have for dinner? So I did have to adapt some of them for my kids. You know, my kids wouldn't have eaten sweet potato spaghetti, so they just had the same sauce and everything that we did, but I just cooked them normal pasta. So I found it was easy to kind of adapt and do things and make them a bit different, so it was child friendly as well. Some kids may eat that, just I know my kids won't eat sweet potato spaghetti, so. Okay, so on the Kayla Itsines BBG program, it is an exercise program as well, and I am not going to lie to you guys, I did not exercise one time, not once. Yeah, that's really bad. Like, I'm obviously doing this to get fit and to get healthier and to feel better, and I didn't even exercise. Not trying to throw excuses around, you know, I was busy with work, and you know, I have 2 small kids, and I don't know, I would get home from work and I really just couldn't be bothered to work out. That sounds horrible, but that's just how I felt, and that's the mindset I was in last week. So week 2's plan is, along with trying to film more of my food prep and show you guys a little bit more about what the food is and how I prepare it, week 2 is going to be also focusing on actually getting off my bum and doing some exercise as well. If anyone that knows me, I'm not an exercise person. I think I said this in last week's you know, beginner video. I don't, like, I'll exercise a little bit, but then I get over it. I'm not one of those people that spend hours at the gym. Like, I have never been that person, so it is going to be a struggle for me to actually exercise. So that's going to be week 2's focus, I guess. So yeah, stay tuned for next week when I give you an update on whether I've actually worked out on it. I also did weigh myself at the beginning of the process. I know I did say that it wasn't about weight. The reason why I was doing it, it was about how I felt and how I wanted to feel in life. But I thought it would be a good indication on the scales just to see if there was a difference. So my original weight was 64.5 kilos. That was last week, and then when I weighed in this morning, my weight was 61, whoa, not 61. My weight was 63.1 kilos, so I've lost 1.4 kilos in that week, and that is from diet alone. Like I said, I didn't do any exercising. Jess and I did actually go for a walk, take my kids down to the park yesterday, but it wasn't really exercise, it was a little bit of a walk down to the park. So yeah, I feel like 1.4 kilos is pretty good, considering it's just food and I didn't do any sort of exercise or anything like that to go with it. So yeah guys, that is my week 1 progress report on how I went with the Kayla Itsines BBG program. Thank you so much for watching guys, I really appreciate it. Like I said, I will post a new video next Sunday to let you know how I went with week 2 of the program. I've already done my grocery shop for that week of the program. So yeah, I'm really excited to see how I can change this video a bit and show you a bit more about meal prep and exercise when I do it. So thank you so much for watching guys. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a big old fat thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. It would help me out so much. And I want you to always remember that you are beautiful, you are loved, so just do you. Until next time, catch ya.